to have them because the little kids really relate well to the bigger kids, so that's good. The young adults. Don't have any birthdays this week, but Missy Fairbrother just had one on the 21st, so if you see her, wish her a belated happy birthday. Does anybody have anything else? Thank you, Toby, for setting this up, and welcome to Tom Garish. Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Okay, if there's nothing else, we'd like to bring Laurie Bowen up. Help me welcome Laurie.
Y'all make me smile, make a warm welcome this morning when I'm chilly. Well, I'm here again today. I'm Laurie Bowen from Cooperative Extension. I see lots of familiar faces from last year. And but this year, my PowerPoint will work.
Hey.
So you'll get, more than just being active. So one change from last year, my position has changed. I am now a full-time food specialist. And I no longer have that split position. If you remember last year, I was half horticulture and half food safety, food preservation. This year, it's all food all the time. So it's helpful. But that in turn has created a few changes to One Tomato. As you know, I'm very fond of this program. And as usual, I have to give all credit to Donna Coffin, who has retired, but she was our extension educator. And she is the one who initiated the One Tomato program. And so I just want to always give credit where credit is due. Donna is an awesome educator, and we are so thankful for this program. But that is why I am giving this lengthy explanation, because now that I am full-time food specialist, I hated to let go of this program because it really serves Piscataquis County very well. We distribute over 400 tomato seedlings every year, and it really does benefit the community, and I'll go over all the reasons why. But in order to keep this program in my program area, we're making a few changes. We're also making the focus now on food preservation and all of these wonderful tomatoes that people get. How can we make that more sustainable and have a longer use for our tomatoes? And so we're going to talk about not just growing the tomato, but how can we preserve it, whether it's through canning, whether it's through freezing or dehydrating. And so that as our yields are more than we can consume, we're still going to have the time to enjoy our One Tomatoes. But in exchange for your tomato seed, I always ask for initial surveys, and you're all going to notice a bunch of changes to those surveys when you fill them out for me this year. I say that very optimistically. You don't have to fill out the survey if you really don't want to. But everyone gets a tomato seedling in exchange for filling out a survey. We have seedling care instructions with me today, and also something new. We have a little card that will take you directly to our food preservation site. And so you can see all the different ways you can preserve your tomatoes. That would be awesome. I have little pencils with me as well. That everyone will get one of those, one of those, and one of those. And then I have little plastic bags to put your seedlings in for you to take home. Did get my pencils out. Nice little fancy golf pencils. All right, I'm ready. So in 2014, our county executive committee asked, how can we increase food in gardens? How can we increase fresh food consumption, which we all know is very important, and also at the same time increase awareness of the services of the University of Maine Cooperative Extension. I'm sure you're all familiar with Cooperative Extension, but We provide so many services and we feel like maybe the community in general was not aware of all those services we provide. So this gets us out into the community. We distribute over 400 seedlings, and actually this year I had to increase my order to another half a flat, and I could have done more. I actually connected last minute with another agency that serves the county, and we were going to try, but we couldn't. It was just too late in the season, you know, and the scarcity of tomatoes and whatnot. But we will be distributing hopefully next year, along with the food commodity boxes that go out to our elderly. They will also receive a tomato seedling. So this program just keeps growing, and there's a good reason for it. But that's okay, because I'm trying to, nope, I'm good.
Good.
But if you think about that, we distribute just 400 tomato seedlings. That's 400 people we come in contact with. And this year, another project I work on is Highland Area Gleaners. And we're looking to fill all those cracks that folks might fall through and distribute fresh produce to them. And so this is another resource. If someone doesn't even really like tomatoes, they can get them to us, and Highland Area Gleaners will distribute them as well. But that's a lot of contact, one-on-one contact with members of our community to really assess what their needs are. I feel so spoiled right now. Usually I have to run my own PowerPoint. So where did this come from? It was inspired by the World War II Victory Gardens, which are great. I have lots of posters in my office of that era because I just think it was such a great concept. But 40% of the produce eaten was from Victory Gardens. And I think we saw a little bit of that come back during the pandemic. But I'm starting to see people drift back away from that. And I really want to keep that momentum going. It's important. We also are seeing it with some of the outdoor classrooms that I work with. Folks are kind of forgetting the need for those outdoor classrooms and school gardens. So we really want to help support that and keep that momentum going. So on Earth Day in 2009 in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada, they rejuvenated that whole concept with the One Tomato program. So we're not the only folks doing it, and there are other counties in Maine that do it. Last year, Aroostook County joined us as well. In the past, we've had Penobscot County. And I recently worked with someone who wants to copy this program. It's a Master Gardener volunteer in the Augusta area. And so this is a very sustainable program. And if you want to see the one from Ontario, you can go on Facebook. And they have a very fancy little web page, Facebook page. So the goal of One Tomato has always been to encourage people to plant, grow, and eat more vegetables. And we will also want to give away those extras to local food banks. And as I mentioned, we're working with Highland Area Gleaners. And so if you're not a big tomato person, but you just like to grow tomatoes, we can see that those get to folks that would enjoy receiving your tomatoes. So just contact us at the extension office. Drop-offs are during regular business hours, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Actually, we'd like to drop off between 8 and 12, so then we have time to distribute it to the community. So why just one tomato and why cherry tomatoes? Easy peasy to grow in a nutshell. And they don't take up much space. You don't need a garden. You can grow them in a container. You can even grow them in a bag, as you can see in the bottom picture here. Donna one year did an experiment where she grew the tomato seedling directly in a bag of potting soil. I also see folks very interested in growing them in straw bale gardening. I don't know if you've all heard of that or not. That's an interesting concept. I'm terrible at it myself, but I've seen other people, including my neighbor, be very successful with their straw bale gardens. But again, cherry tomatoes produce a lot. They're easy to grow. You can grow them in small spaces. And they yield very, very quickly. With one tomato, we have 3 varieties. We have a red, yellow, and orange, but I pull all the tags so that you don't know what you're getting. And so that is one of the fun things about it. You have to keep, striving to find out what color you actually got. But again, if someone is in a community housing, something like that, they may not have a lot of room. It's very easy to grow one in a pot. So it was started, our one tomato was started in Piscataquis County in 2014. In the spring, folks receive their initial survey, and we take the data from that and collect that. And then in summer, we encourage folks to keep us apprised of their progress, or maybe if they're having any troubles, which I have to say is pretty low. We don't get many folks calling and saying, hey, my plant has a disease, or there's bugs or things like that. They're very healthy. I credit a lot of that to our grower, because we start out with very healthy seedlings too. But it's that experience of folks growing something and then building confidence that they did grow something, that they may want to try something the next year that's a little bit more challenging. And then in the fall, we send out a harvest survey. And this is one of the changes. We're still going to send out a harvest survey, but now we're going to send out a survey that has some different questions. Like, were you able to preserve any of your excess harvest? Did you freeze any? Did you dehydrate any? How much was your yield? Because these cherry tomatoes, they really yield a lot, and that's eating a lot of fresh tomatoes. So the more we can encourage folks to preserve them for consumption later on, the better. So distribution, we found that when we're sourcing the plants, if we source them from one location, it helps us with continuity and also keeping track of the progress and the different types of cherry tomatoes. We also find it's very helpful because they're all ready at the same time. They're all of the same growth rate. Everything works out better if we have just one grower. So on our distribution, we do ask folks to fill out the initial survey. If anyone really objects, they don't have to fill it out. We still want them to take a tomato seedling. Some of our sites are food banks, community events, always at the extension office. You can swing by during regular business hours. This year, we're going to try something new. We're going to kind of have a big to-do at the extension office tomorrow from 11 to 1. We have some volunteers coming in, and they're going to have a table set up, and they're going to be ready to meet you and give you a tomato seedling. I won't be there. I'm going to actually be distributing at Guilford Town Office at about the same time, but I'll be there a little bit late. Another big event that we distribute a lot, over 100 seedlings every year, is the Black Fly Festival. And it is to the point now where folks are looking for us. And so that's just so encouraging to us to know that people look forward to it and that they're getting more adventurous with growing produce. So this is just, these are some photos that we've had from the past. This was, as I said, when we grew it in the bag of soil. And you can see June 15th, it's already doing pretty well. By June 28th, we've got some blossoms on here, which is fabulous. July 21st, we've already got small fruit being produced. July 5th, we're starting to drape down because with these cherry tomatoes, really, it doesn't really benefit you a whole lot to stake these tomatoes, unlike other tomatoes. We just kind of want to let them drop and droop and spray around because we're actually going to get more of a yield from And then August 10th, which is a very good time to have fresh tomatoes, we have our first harvest. So it's very fast producing. So this is a study that Donna Coffin did on the 2018 to the 2021 taste rating percentages. And this is my inspiration for kind of changing this over to a food preservation project. Because as you can see, we've got some very, very high numbers here for the taste, especially on the very sweet. For those who like and prefer a strong tomato flavor, we've got that. So that means we're covering all the bases of why people like tomatoes. So for instance, if you really like that strong tomato flavor, I have a recipe that I did with the kiddos at the Guilford Library where we did a tomato sauce in a crock pot. And we did story time. We read a book about tomatoes for Neela. And then we tasted our very strong tomato tasting sauce. And then for folks who really like the very sweet, these are very good to dehydrate and put on pizzas, for example. And there's just so many different things that these tomatoes are good for, whether it be canning, you can pickle them. We can, as I said, dehydrate them and freeze them very easily. And because the yield is so high, we expect excess. So as I just blew my next slide, because I already told you everything that was on this slide. We want to encourage folks to start preserving those outstanding tomatoes, whether it be canning, drying, or freezing. Tomatoes are one of the easiest of everything to preserve. You can freeze them, you don't have to blanch them first. If they're a larger tomato, you can quarter them and just throw them right in the freezer container. So that's another reason why I'm really happy about us doing tomatoes in the One Tomato Project. So lessons learned through the years. We want to keep it to a maximum of 3 varieties. We think that that is best. When we have too many varieties, it's too hard to contain all the data into usable amounts, but also now that we're gearing up to be focused on food preservation, with the 3 different varieties, we can focus on basically 3 types of uses for them, whether it be a strong Italian kind of flavor, or more of a sweet, or a milder, like if you're not a tomato fan and you really want just a hint of tomato. We found that distributing at town offices, festivals, and libraries work best. I am very, very happy to be distributing at town offices now. It connects us with the community a lot more. We can also do check-ins about where those excess tomatoes might go, you know, different food banks, different resources we might not be aware of. And again, sourcing the seedlings from one greenhouse for consistency is best. And something else we've been doing is providing bags of media for food covered clients. We distributed over 25 bags of seeds starting at the Piscataquis Regional Food Center this spring. Also at our office, we did 15 bags at Thompson Free Library. And also we donated seeds for Thompson Free Library. So this is where you need to go for all your extension needs. I'm sure you're all aware where we are, but we're right behind the courthouse. And our hours are Monday 8 to 4, Tuesday we are closed, Wednesdays 8 to 12, Thursday and Fridays 8 to 4. And if you would like to call, it's 564-3301. To contact me, my email is laurie.bowen@maine.edu. And also 942-7396 knows how to track me down very, very well. I think they have my cell phone on speed dial. And I do get buried in emails a lot. I apologize, but If you need anything, please just reach out by phone so that I know that I need to contact you right away. And now I'd like to open it up to any questions you might have about the One Tomato project or about extension and what we can do to help you with your needs. Yes.
Are you, we don't have your entire busy schedule. Can you just briefly tell people where you're going to be all week? Because I think it's an incredibly diverse list and that you're all over.
It is. I will say, without a bit of shame, I'm very proud of my distribution list. It keeps going up. If you are wondering about it, it is on our webpage for One Tomato through the Scatticus Regional, the Scatticus Cooperative Extension. We also have it on our social media. I would say in one more hour, our blast is going out again on Facebook with our schedule. Today, I will be on my way to Greenville to Indian Hill, and I will be there for a few hours. I'm leaving there and I'm going to Monson Town Office. I will be there from 3 to 5. Tomorrow, from 9 to 11, I'm at Guilford Town Office. And also from 11 to 1, we have volunteers at the Cooperative Extension Office. And then from 3 to 5, I am at the Guilford Public Library. It's Thursday, right? I'm on Thursday. The holiday on Monday always messes me up. On Thursday, let's see, Thursday, where am I on Thursday? Oh, this is a good one. No, we, Highland Area Gleaners, the project I mentioned, we are partnering with Healthy Eating Active Living, Kate Fergla, who is at Mayo. And we do a pop-up food market for folks. They just come through, they shop, and they get fresh produce. There's a distribution there, 11:30 to 12:30 tomorrow. And then I have to go to a training on Thursday. If something always pops up during One Tomato, I have to go to Warren. We're doing a fabulous, I'll tell you quickly about that. Doing a fabulous program at Maine State Prison where we take and teach food preservation methods. I'm hoping to spread that and do that in other locations, but they have to prove that I have been trained and that I am a good risk. So I have to go there on Thursday. So I'll be driving to Warren on Thursday. And then hopefully I will make it back in time, but just in case, we have volunteers in place to be at the Abbott Town Office at 1 o'clock. I think that's it for Thursday. And then on Friday, I will be at the Scatticus Regional Food Center, 9 to 4. Beth will be joining us in the afternoon. And we have another volunteer who actually volunteers with us and with the Scatticus Regional Food Center. And they will be helping me out so I can go and check some of those tedious emails so they watch things for me. Saturday is our big day, Black Fly Festival. I designate 125 seedlings to be given out at that time. And it's a huge day for us. It's very, very busy and we get lots of feedback from the community. That's what I like about it so much. And it's a good opportunity to let folks know about the services of the extension at that time. And that is from 9 to 3. I have to set up by 7:30, so that's why I'm remembering their times. And then the following week on Wednesday, we will be at Sangerville Food Cupboard distributing, and that we arrive at 8:15 and folks start arriving about 8:30 and get done about 11:15. But anyone who may not be a customer of Guilford Town Hall or Abbott Town Hall, if they still want to stop by and pick up a seedling, we're there. And I'm not even telling you all of the places that we distribute to that aren't like open to the public, but like we provide seedlings to the Commons, we provide seedlings to the community garden in Guilford. We provide seedlings to the early childhood educators. So we're still distributing ones that maybe don't get an actual location put on a flyer. But we're really getting a lot of tomatoes out to the public, so. It's a feel-good program, I have to say. I enjoy it and it's a lot of work. I'm a crazy person the first week in June, but it's entirely worth it, so. And thank you, Beth. And yeah, if you have questions on the distribution locations, on our webpage, on our social media, and you can stop by the office during business hours. Yes.
You were obviously never bored.
No, I am never bored. I don't know that concept of being bored.
Can you tell us a little bit about the straw bale gardening that,
Sure. One thing I really want to emphasize about straw bale gardening is make sure the straw bale you get is straw. Because weeds can be a problem very quickly if it's not straw. But basically, your straw is, think of it as your raised bed. And what we do is we add a potting mix, we hollow out the straw bale, add potting mix, and then you grow in that. Once you've gotten that straw bale saturated with water, it will hold the moisture. But as it breaks down, particularly if you're trying to create a garden area, as that breaks down, that's not only acting as a weed suppressant, but it's helping with the texture of your soil and adding a lot of compostable material to it. But yeah, it's a fun little project. We have I think 2 bulletins written about it on our bulletins list, and it's. Well, I was gonna say, it always was a very inexpensive approach, but then I clicked and I remembered how much I just paid for bale of straw. So.
I would be willing to try that, but you said you didn't have good luck with it. How so? What was it that didn't work for you?
I am, how do I put this nicely? I'm a frugal waterer. I'm very frugal about wanting to water. And I also am kind of a neat freak. I was a landscaper for 20+ years. And to be honest, it was just me. It just did not suit me. And I think my yields were lower because of my frugal watering practices. I don't water often. I water, if I have to, I water once a week and heavily. I don't do light waterings. I'm not that kind of waterer, which that is actually a better practice, to water heavily less often than lightly more often. As I said, my neighbor adores it, and I go down often and encourage and all of that, but it's just not for me. She's had extremely good luck with hers, especially because she has some mobility issues, and it works great for her because she doesn't have to scooch down. So she loves it, and she'll never go back to regular gardening. So I think it's a personality trait, to be honest with you, for sure. But
Any other questions for Laurie?
well, good.
Speak up. Before you run away, we have a certificate of appreciation for you. Thank you for being here.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. I hope you'll have me back next year with
Absolutely.
your win tomatoes. All
Absolutely.
success stories.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
And I'm going to bag it up for you all. You can grab these on your way out. I'll get them bagged up at your eggs. Oh, we'll look good.
Thank you very much, Laurie. We appreciate it.
Are you? Excuse me.
Okay, while she's bagging these tomatoes up, how about happy sad dollars? Tom, did you have any questions for Laurie?
No, very interesting, but no questions at the moment.
We're gonna hold a tomato for you.
Pardon?
We're gonna save a tomato for you and bring it down to you.
No, he has to come.
Oh, no, second thought, you have to come up here and get it.
Yeah, I have to put Happy Dollar in by mail, I guess.
I have a happy dollar to thank Laurie for being here. Thank you, Laurie. Excellent.
I have a happy dollar, I went on the Kiwanis cruise to Bermuda this past week. Governor Eli and his wife were there, and I was the quiet group, I was the quiet one in my group, which was the three other ladies who were not quiet, but we had a really good time. And because it was Governor Eli's first visit to Bermuda, we, Lion Olympic trees, always treat us really well when we get down there anyway, but they got a bus and took us all over the island again, and we found out different places and things to do while we're in Bermuda, and we got to play in the water. It was really warm, even though the Bermudians don't think it's time to go in the water because it's not cold yet. But we had a really good time.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Who brought the cake in?
Oh, I do.
Please, somebody help yourself with the cake.
Yeah, my bananas were dying because I left them all week. And I didn't take.
I also have a happy dollar for Armor being here. Thanks for coming. Thanks. Appreciate you being here. Happy dollar.
Happy dog for the success of potatoes.
Yeah, there you go. Go. Okay, Paul, go.
Got a happy dollar this morning. I'm very pleased to see the Travis Mills Foundation. You know, so the shirt with your t-shirt on. I have met Travis Mills, he's a fabulous person,
Yes.
and the State Police Foundation, the number plate, with him on it. I've got a copy of that thing. Thank you very much.
I met for the first time on Saturday. We had a big race down there, a big 5K race down there. He's quite a guy.
You're the exceptional person, what he's been through. They have now wounded.
The tickets in there.
Yes. Both things are now. Yeah. What a great person.
Okay, thank you all. I got a 50-50 drawn here. Hey, Laurie, why don't you draw it?
Okay. No biggie.
No B. Read the last three digits, please.
Last three is 628.
628. Who has
628.
We have a game, no.
No? 628. Who has 628? Jane, all right. Oh, Beth has it? Oh, ah, okay, draw the winning card, Beth. What is the winning card, by the way?
I wanna know what the kitty thinks.
King of Hearts, okay, draw the King of Hearts.
And he's got a chance for 24 big ones. Oh, I think you got it.
You do. Looks like it.
You'd say, you can look right through.
3 of hearts. Oh, at least I got the right color. Oh, well.
Thank
Oh.
you for your donations.
Okay, our speaker next week is Jonathan Nepp from the Thompson Free Library. He's gonna talk about their digitization process and so forth. So it's an evening meeting right here. We'll see you back at that time. Have a great week. Thank you, Toby.
No problem.
Like your survey.
What's Jonathan's last name?
Thank you, Tom.
And I'd like one of those flowers.
Here, Jeff. Yep.
Yeah,
Good to see you, Tom.
yeah. You know what harbor that is?